Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and here I am again with my Oreck, and so this will be the third video about getting this thing fixed. I had the wiring issue, and then I did a video on that, fixed it, and then I had the bearing making a lot of noise, and I opened it up and I repacked the grease in here, and I did that video. And I was hoping that that was going to do the trick, and it is, as you can see, it's moving fine, but it's noisy. And I went and used it the other day, and it was noticeably noisy. And although it is spinning free, there's no feeling of binding or whatever. When a bearing is that noisy, it's only a matter of time before it will suddenly seize. And so I pulled out my backup machine, my older one. I used it yesterday, and I guess a couple of days ago I did that. And I set this thing over here upside down, and I sprayed WD-40 in there a couple times, let it sit, because I tried to get this off the other video I did. I couldn't get it to let go. So anyway, today I've got success, and I'll show you what I did, and then we'll continue on from there. So what I did is I took my butane torch, and I heated it up right in here. Made sure this is good and hot, and put the screwdriver in here. Tried to turn it, didn't work. So then I did this, and I started smacking it and holding onto the screwdriver here, and that let go. So here's what we got. So this, of course, is gonna, now this you're gonna go counterclockwise with the weight. As you can see, the screw in the middle will sit still. There we go, and it'll back off. And there we go. There's the counterweight. And of course, there's the motor. And don't lose your washers and stuff. And just to make sure, motor sounds fine. There's no play in the bearing. There's no sound. The whole reason I've got the noise is right here. And now that I've got it off, I'm actually feeling a little bit of play in there. Okay, so how do we get the bearing off? Flip it over. We got 2 Allen screws. Let's do that. I did loosen them already, just in case you're wondering. I wanted to have this go smoothly. And I sprayed WD-40 in from the other side as well. Just wanted to make sure I didn't have any issues here. So the these 2 Allen screws undo. That is off. Nope. That's the center part, pops out. So now all I have to do look at all the, see how the grease actually came right through here. So anyway, this bearing is done for. But will it pop out of there easily? Maybe not. So I can just press that out of there. That's just, and that'll just be a standard bearing, you know. So what I'll do is I'll use my bench press, and I can put a socket in here, and then I'll squeeze it, and it'll push it out. And one thing, I'm just get that excess grease off of there. And you can see the way this is this, it's interesting because I actually made a system like this when I got my Oreck years ago. I had an issue with the bearing almost right away, like really quickly, and when it was rattling, and I opened it up, and there was a how do I describe this? A collar like this, And instead of having an actual proper flange around the outside, in fact, I can show it to you. I think I've got it sitting right over here. Where did I put it? Right here. This was the part that I had made for my Orbot, because the original design of my Orbot, this shoulder that you see right here didn't exist. They had slid pushed the bearing in, and they had just taken they peened the edge over about 5 or 6 or 8 places around the outside here. There was no shoulder on the bearing race, or I guess they call it racer collar, whatever. Isn't that interesting how close that is? It is close, isn't it? Anyway, so I realized that was a serious flaw, and I went to a machine shop and I said, "Here's what I want. I want you to duplicate what they had made with the Orbot, but I said I want you to make it with a shoulder on here." And so they had to make, I can't remember, they had to make 2 or 3, and then I pressed the bearing back in place, put it all back together, and I've never had a problem with it since. And that was years ago. So basically, this piece right here is identical to this piece. You know, that's actually very interesting how close that is. Bigger screws here. Threads, holes, whatever. But you know, that bearing, I bet you that bearing, oh yeah, it'll fit. Isn't that interesting? I don't know if the center is the same, probably not. But anyway, so this is what we see from the top. No, pardon me, no, this way. This is what we see from the top. And the, oh, look at that. There's this piece. This goes on the other side. I'll just remember how to do this when I put it all back together. And I'll figure it out. Oh, yeah, there's that slide that's in there. There we go. So now I just have to remove the bearing that's here. And get a new bearing, put a new bearing in there, and put it all back together, and we're back in business. So that's the plan, and then this thing will be fine again. That's not an expensive repair. It's not a difficult repair. The hard part was just getting it apart there, but with a little bit of heat and a smacker, I was able to do that. So maybe you're wondering how I'm going to get this off. I'm wondering too. Let's go over here. Let's have a look. There's always a way. So I don't know that I have a... How am I going to do that? Something that just needs to fit in there, you know? And, oh, there's a gear there. Oh, that'll fit. Okay. Believe it or not, this will probably work. Nope, I'm on the bearing. I could smack it out. Okay, hang on a minute. Don't really want to do that if I can avoid it, but okay, because it's possible I could bend the collar here, and I don't want to do that. Darn it. Well, I have a bearing puller. Will this work? Well, of course, this is actually, I think how could I get that? I gotta get it to pull the bearing out. This is meant to push on a center point. I got the bigger one over there. All right, let's just give it a tap. I'm a little reluctant to do this, but it'll probably pop out a lot easier. Once it starts to go, it goes easy. Did it move? Just look. It actually looked like it did move. Actually. And here we go. That's what I'm looking for. This little screwdriver. Yep. Oh yeah, it moved. Ooh, she's tight in there though. Okay. We're gonna do it this way. I'm gonna open this up. And then I've got the bearing in the vise, and turn on the light. Boop. There we go. Can we get it off? Oh, yeah. Yes, I know I need to press it out, but I don't have a socket that'll fit there, I don't think. But it'll come out. I mean, if I had to, I could take it to a machine shop, but I shouldn't have to do that. Okay, let's, okay, we're gonna do it this way. See, I've got it centered there. I can definitely see a gap there. So, I just need something a little more, perhaps a bit more solid. Don't want to bend that.